What's up, beautiful people? In 2023, I want to do more reading. So let's set up a reading journal. What is up, y'all? It's your girl Cam. I am back with another video. Welcome to Piece of the Plans if you're new here, or welcome back if you are already a part of the fam. I am super excited to bring this Archer and Olive journal to my channel so that I can create a 2023 reading journal. This is an A5 journal from Archer and Olive. I've probably shown it before, maybe in an unboxing, but it's just your standard dot grid journal, and I'm going to be setting it up today as my reading journal for the year. It does have a pin loop on the side. It does have the closing elastic for you to keep it closed, like so, like that. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set up the intro pages to my reading journal. I'll come back probably in a week or so and set up my monthly pages for the month of January. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to be using to set this journal up. So when I decided I wanted to do a reading journal, y'all know how I do. I go scour through YouTube and I look for things that strike my interest, and I came across, and I've actually been subscribed to her for quite a while, but I came across her reading journal just recently, and it is My Little Journal, and she has a large following here on YouTube. She keeps a journal, she uses a planner, and I really like the way she has her reading journal set up. And she has an Etsy shop where she has almost all of the printables, or I think really all of the printables that you would need to set up a similar journal to the one she has. Now, could I go in and draw all of these things myself? Yes, I could. I've done bullet journaling before. I've done scripture writing in bullet journal style before. But the way my life is set up right now, I don't have the time or the inclination to go through and draw all of these spreads that I'm about to show you. So I was able to go over to, Hiba is her name. I was able to go over to her shop and download everything and print everything out. And I'm super excited about that because it made the prospect of this project much more doable, okay, for me, because I wouldn't have to go in and draw everything. So here are some of the printables. We've got the bookshelf that she calls bookshelfy. I don't know if I'll be calling mine that or not, but you do have the bookshelf. I've already cut these pages down to the right size, but it did come on a sheet like this when I printed it out, but I've already cut at least these two pieces down. So we've got the bookshelf. We've got Book Bingo, which is a way for you to challenge yourself to read books that might be out of your comfort zone or out of your traditional choice of books. So you could, for me, it might be reading a horror during the year, because I'm not drawn to horror books, but I might read one this year. I could reread a book that I've read before. I could read a classic. I could read an LGBTQ plus book. I could read a biography or an autobiography, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that my favorite genre of book is historical fiction. That's what I'm drawn to. So just to kind of get out of my, and I'm going to read plenty of those this year, trust me, I'm going to read plenty of those, but just to kind of break out of my comfort zone and maybe learn something new about another culture, other people, it would be good for me to read some different types of material. So that's what this is about, putting in different types of books that you want to challenge yourself to read for the year, and then coloring this in maybe with a mild liner when you accomplish that, reading a book in that category. Okay, and then here's a printable chart for you to document books that you want to read. So books to read, and I need 2 more sheets of this because I've already collected a huge list of books that I want to read this year. And then you can mark it over here in this column by checking that you finished it, that you own it, or you need to buy it. Okay, and this is another part of tracking the books that you, and that is tracking the books that you want to read. Then we have what I read. So for each book that you've read, it's numbered 1 through 62. And you just document the name of the book and then your star rating for that book. And there are 2 sheets, 2 pages for that. Then there is a daily reading challenge. It's categorized in the columns by the month. And then there are daily numbers 1 through 31 going down the column as well. And you just highlight each day that you read. So my challenge for myself for this year is to read at least 1 hour per day. I may be able to squeeze in more than that on the weekends, but that's my challenge for myself, to read at least 1 hour. And if I can't do that, if I can do 30 minutes a day, it is what it is, but I want to try to challenge myself to read at least 1 hour. But this will be, if you read at all, you're going to highlight or color in the block for the month of January and the day of the month that you read. You choose a highlighter color or a marker color and just color in each day. And I did read, today is January 2nd. I did read yesterday for about an hour, and so I would mark in this little box here that I read for the first day of the year. And this does go all the way through December, and like I mentioned, it does go through number 31. So that is daily reading challenge. Then we have a page tracker that documents how many pages you are reading each day. So you've got the months of the year with just the first letter of the month here. So J for January, F for February, M for March, etc. And then you've got the numbers going down here, 1 through 31 again. And then you have a little legend over here on the side that you could color in the way that you want to. If you read 0 pages, if you read 5 to 10 pages, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 40 plus, or you finished a book that day. You can mark that in this little chart here, and you would decide on what color you want to use and put it in your legend, and then complete this chart. This is a really cool and concise way to do a page tracker. And then also tracking books read for the year. So there are 120 spaces on this chart, and you would just color in when you finish book 1, book 2, book 3, etc. And here at the bottom is a legend, and here at the bottom is a legend for you to color in which month you read that book. So if you chose blue for January and you read 7 books in January, then that would all be in blue. If you chose red for February and you started with book number 8 and went through maybe 16, then all of those books would be in red, and that would be a good way for you to track which months you read more books in. That would be really cool to track that. So that is page tracker and books read. Then we have a very fun A to Z challenge where you read books whose titles begin with different letters of the alphabet. This is going to be fun for me to challenge myself to do that. And then you also have your Goodreads tracker, where again you're counting the number of books you read, but this time you're tracking them based on the genre of books. So is it a thriller, fiction, young adult, romance, nonfiction, or history? And so this is a way for you to track the genre that you're reading in the year. Then we have a spread here to track your favorite book of the month and to put in a small book cover for each month. The book that was your favorite you create a book cover to go into these spaces, and then you rate it, and you document when you started it, when you finished it. Did you read it on an e-reader? Did you listen to it as an audio book, or did you read the physical book? There's a way for you to document that as well. This is going to be fun to see this all filled out at the end of the year. Then there is a monthly review where I'm going to write down the title of my favorite book and the total number of books I read for the month. So it's broken down by month there, and then I write down again my favorite and the total number of books that I read. So I am super excited but nervous to put this together. I don't think I've ever done a book journal setup like this before. So yeah, it is a little daunting to put this together on camera, but I am going to go ahead and get started. And I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I will try to edit it down as much as I can and come back and show you the end result once I get everything put together. So I'm going to start by writing out the number 2022, 2023. Okay, so when Hiba of My Little Journal came in to decorate the 2023 in her reading journal, she used stamps. She's an avid stamper, and that's what she used to decorate this number. I do have stamps, but I don't have them at my disposal right now, and I don't think I have any or very many book stamps. So what I do have is stickers, and so I thought I would recreate the same or similar spread using stickers. So I got these stickers from HappyCoupleCraftCo. I will link their Etsy shop down below, and I will show you the sheet before I start digging into it real quick. Just do a quick flip through. And it's just little books and book elements, leaves and flowers, and that's what I'm going to fill in the blanks with. Some of these other elements as I go through and decorate this. So I'm going to go ahead and start and set this number up. 2023. Can y'all believe we're already in 2023? Like, that sounds so ridiculous to me. That we are already in 2023, yet here we are, right? Here we are. Okay, I had to run downstairs and grab my Papermate Flare because that's what I want to use to outline this. So let me take a deep breath and outline this because I don't want to mess it up. All right, let me go ahead and get started. I may have to turn this book around because of the way I'm sitting. I may have to turn this book around. Because of the way I'm sitting, I may have to turn this book around to some strange angles, but here we go. My hands are literally shaking right now. I was so nervous I was gonna mess this up. My hands were literally shaking. Okay, so I got that done. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, y'all. This is crazy that this part took me this long. But like I said, I'm gonna try to speed through everything that I possibly can for you, so that this video won't be 2 days long. Because ain't nobody got time for that, right? So let me just clean it up a little bit. And if you decide to do this, and you decide to use a Papermate Flare, make sure you give it a minute to dry, because if you go back on top of a Papermate and you try to erase it like right away, it is gonna smear. Like, period, it's gonna smear. So just make sure you give yourself enough time to kind of let it dry a little bit. And I mean, you could always go in with whiteout and cover that up, but that's just a little heads up. And I'll probably come back in a day or two and notice some pencil marks that I didn't erase. I'm sure I probably will. But this is just my first run through cleaning this up. Okay, that is it for the 2023. So again, I'm going to come back and put a reading journal cover page here. This is the year, and I would love to write like 2023 down at the bottom, like real small. I might do that later. This was just a huge undertaking here. So again, I will link Heba's channel down below because that's where I got this idea from. But I think it turned out super cute. And let's move on to our bookshelf. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do right now on this spread is add a little bit of deco from Agenda 52. I'm going to add some of this boho chic looking deco with the plants and some books And yeah, I'm gonna add that in now. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for this page, the bookshelf page. I will go in, that's all I'm going to do for now on camera. I am going to go back in and color the bookshelf, probably a dark brown, and then put in some little legs down here at the bottom to make it look more like a bookshelf. And let's go on to the bingo challenge. Okay, y'all, this took quite a while, but I am glad that I got this all set up and ready to go. So let's do a quick flip through. This is just a very basic setup for my reading journal, but let's go ahead and flip through what I have so far. So this is my intro page that says "This book belongs to" with the Archer and Olive logo. I'll go in and add my name sticker here later. I'm going to tape these two pages together because I don't like the way these pages this page lays down. I don't like how it does that. So I'm just going to tape these together, and I'll do my main intro page here that will say reading journal, and I'm probably going to put a good quote about reading over on this side. I'll come back and show you that later because it's going to be kind of involved. Not as if this wasn't involved, but it would have made this video that much longer. So I'll come back and do that separately. Here is my 2023. I love how this turned out. I think it looks really, really good. I'm probably going to find some erasure marks in here later, but I really love how this turned out. Here is my bookshelf, and I like this as well. I will go in probably tonight and take a marker or colored pencil and color this in the bookshelf to make it look more like a bookshelf in a dark brown, and then put some little legs down there so it looks like it's the two shelves are standing on the ground or the carpet, the floor. So it looks like the two bookshelves are standing on the floor. And then we go into all of my just basic inserts. I will come back and decorate these later, maybe with washi or stickers, but we have reading bingo, books to read. I left 2 blank pages to add more books to read because I do have quite an extensive list of books I want to try to read this year. So those pages are blank for that reason. Then I've got what I read, where I can indicate the name of the book I read and the star rating here, and I also have plenty of room to decorate around the edges. Then I've got my daily reading challenge, which has the months in the columns and then each day down the side, just to indicate how many days of the month I actually read books. And then I have my page tracker to track how many pages I'm reading when I do read, how many pages am I consuming, and I can create my legend over here with the different colors, 0 pages, 5 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 40 plus, or did I finish a book on that day. And then we've got books read, where I can indicate the months that I was reading books. So it's color coded by month here and tracked by the month. So this is a different way to track the books that I'm reading. And then I have what I think is going to be really fun, the A to Z challenge, and then the Goodreads section. I'll mark down my first book, number 1, and then I'll color code it. Was it thriller, fiction, young adult, romance, nonfiction, or history? It'll get a color in this Goodreads chart. Okay, and then on the next page we've got the monthly favorites. So I'm going to choose one book from each month of reading that was my favorite, and it will get a highlight here and a star rating and the start date, the finish date, and whether or not I read it on an e-reader, listened to it as an audiobook, or read it as a physical book. There's one square or rectangle. There's one space for a book cover for each month. And finally, there is a monthly review where I am going to again indicate my favorite book of the month and then add to that how many books I've read that month. So the next section that I'm going to share with you is going to be either that main cover page or my January monthly section, which is going to be so much fun. I found another content creator who has a great way of tracking her reading for the month, and I'm going to come back and share that with you and add my own little spice to it when I come back next time. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified every time I post new videos right here for you. I'm thinking about doing some book reviews this year. I did some book reviews during the pandemic, and I might bring that back. That would be interesting, to bring back a monthly book review. So I hope that you are having a great year of reading. I hope that you're enjoying some books, some audiobooks, some ebooks, just having a good time out there enjoying whatever genre of book is your favorite. Enjoy your reading this year, and I hope that your year is full of love, joy, and most of all, peace. See you next time.